California sun beat down on my back as I navigated the winding trail through the dense redwood forest. The air was thick with the scent of pine needles and damp earth, and the only sounds were the chirping of birds and the occasional rustle of leaves under my hiking boots. I was miles deep into the wilderness, relishing the solitude and the escape from the city's clamor. As I rounded a bend in the trail, a sense of unease prickled my skin. The forest seemed to hold its breath, the birdsong abruptly silenced. A low growl, guttural and menacing, echoed through the trees, sending a shiver down my spine. I froze, scanning the shadows for the source of the sound. And then I saw it. Emerging from the thick undergrowth was a creature that defied logic and fueled nightmares. It stood at least 7 feet tall, its powerful frame covered in coarse, dark fur. Its legs were unmistakably canine, ending in paws tipped with wicked claws. But its torso and arms were eerily human-like, with broad shoulders and long, powerful arms that ended in hands with surprisingly dexterous fingers. Its head was the most terrifying aspect, a grotesque blend of man and beast, with a wolf-like snout filled with sharp teeth, pointed ears, and eyes that glowed with malevolent intelligence. The creature lunged at me with a speed that belied its size. I barely had time to register its movement before it was upon me, its claws tearing into my flesh, its jaws snapping shut just inches from my face. I cried out in terror and pain, my struggles futile against its immense strength. It threw me to the ground, its weight pinning me down, its hot, fetid breath washing over me. I thought I was going to die. I closed my eyes, waiting for the final blow, but it never came. Instead, I heard a series of panicked yelps and the sound of something heavy crashing through the undergrowth. When I cautiously opened my eyes, the creature was gone. I was battered and bleeding, my clothes shredded, but miraculously alive. I lay there for what felt like an eternity, the adrenaline slowly fading, leaving me trembling and weak. Eventually, I managed to sit up, my body screaming in protest. I assessed my injuries, deep gashes on my arms and legs, a throbbing pain in my shoulder. I knew I needed to get help, but I was miles from civilization. Just when despair began to set in, I heard voices approaching. 2 hikers, a young couple, emerged from the trail, their faces etched with concern as they saw my battered form. They helped me to my feet, their questions tumbling over each other in their haste to understand what had happened. I mumbled something about a bear attack, unable to articulate the truth of what I had encountered. They helped me down the trail, their pace slow and careful, supporting my weight. We eventually reached their car, and they drove me to the nearest hospital. As I lay in the sterile hospital bed, the events of the day replayed in my mind, a terrifying loop of growls, pain, and fear. 2 men in dark suits entered my room, their expressions serious. They introduced themselves as government agents, their words clipped and efficient. They told me I had been the victim of a bear attack, a rare occurrence in this part of the forest. They warned me about the dangers of hiking alone and stressed the importance of following safety guidelines. I listened to their practiced words, nodding in all the right places. But my mind was a maelstrom of confusion and fear. I knew it wasn't a bear. The creature that attacked me was something else, something that defied explanation. But who would believe me? Would they think I was crazy? I decided to keep the truth to myself, a terrifying secret locked away in the deepest recesses of my mind. The physical wounds healed, but the scars remained. The encounter left an indelible mark on my psyche, a constant reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the edges of our understanding. I never hiked alone again, and the forest, once a place of peace and solitude, now held a sinister edge. The memory of the creature, its glowing eyes and snarling jaws, haunted my dreams, a chilling testament to the day I almost died in the California wilderness. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. It helps us grow and bring you more terrifying tales like this. Have you had a cryptid encounter and would like your story heard? Email us at the email above.